Before you watch another manifestation, law of attraction, and how to attract abundance into your life video, listen to this carefully. Every manifestation teacher you've been listening to is only telling you the half truth. And here is the complete picture from a 10,000-year-old wisdom that predates all teachings. I need to tell you something that nobody is talking about, and everybody is talking about the same things, and they are speaking half truth, not because they are lying, but because they are missing the complete truth. Every law of attraction book, every manifestation course, and every framework of self-help is missing this. Once you figure out this half, everything else will fall into place. And that's exactly what we will cover in this important video. There is a reason why people who practice manifestation, who practice affirmations and visualizations, they hit a ceiling. In some things they are able to get results, in some other things they are unable to get it. And it doesn't work the same way for all people. By the end of this video, you will know exactly why and what the ancient rishis knew to do instead. And I spent decades trying to fill this gap. Almost 12 years ago, I started exploring teachings of law of attraction, manifestation, and all simple teachings from The Secret to the advanced philosophies like reality transurfing. After exploring everything, still, I always felt that I was missing something. And I feel most of you are in this place where you're missing something. You know a lot when it comes to how to create your life, but there is something that you're missing. And that was fixed when I discovered the ancient wisdom of Adhvaitha Vedanta, which completely changed my life. And it took my life into a whole new direction where I was able to transition into something that is truly meaningful for my life. We are now building the Adhvaitha Conscious Society, a organization, a global community of Advaitins, and through our powerful, complete framework of what we call conscious creation, we're able to see amazing results in people who use this in their lives. And what I discovered in this ancient wisdom did not just fill the gap, but it explained why the gap existed in the first place. Now let me first describe something that you have probably experienced already. You set an intention, you visualize, you affirm, you raise your vibration. Maybe you even see results, a coincidence here, an opportunity there, and then nothing. The results stop. You feel like still there is something that's missing. Or you get what you want and still it doesn't fulfill you. It doesn't feel like how it should feel once you get what you want. And nobody asks this. Why does this happen? What is the exact reason for this? And people who teach law of attraction and manifestation say, this is because your vibration dropped, this is because of your limiting beliefs, and so on. But the ancient Adhvaitha Vedanta asks a completely different question. It asks, who is actually manifesting? Think about this. Every manifestation framework begins with the assumption that you are something, you are a creator, and you are manifesting something. None of them question the you who is trying to manifest, the who you think you are. But Vedanta's first and most radical insight is this. The you that is trying to manifest, the thinking, the wanting, the striving you, is not the deepest level of who you are. And manifesting from this level is like trying to move an ocean with a spoon. The ancient rishis called this surface level self as ahankara, as the ego. And this is very limited. And this is the character that we play in the story of our life. And every manifestation system assumes that you are that character, you are that ego, and operating from that space will give you what you want. But what if the real power is not in the character? What if it's the one who is beyond the story, who is empowering the character? And I'll show you what this means in just a moment. Here's what the ancient Vedanta discovered, and here's what quantum physics is now coming to. Consciousness is not something you have. Consciousness is who you are. And consciousness is the very fabric from which reality is made. And this is the most precise description of what reality is. The Sanskrit word used sometimes is chit, It is pure consciousness beyond body, mind, feelings, emotions, ego, identity, intellect, and everything else. It is the source, it is the place of true power. Your thoughts appear in awareness. Your feelings arise in awareness. The entire world you perceive is in awareness, which means you are not in the universe, but the entire universe is appearing within you. It is being played out in your consciousness. And the Chandogya Upanishad says, Tattvamasi, you are that. You are not your body, you are not your mind, you are not your limited ego or identity, but you are that. That which is behind all, that which is beyond all, that which is in and through all, that which is the source of everything. And here is where everything begins to click, and here's where things get really, really interesting. I'm going to show now how and where this becomes practical, not just philosophical, but very, very practical. In the typical Western manifestation frameworks, manifestation is looked at as a transaction. I want something, I raise my vibration, and I create a certain desire or an intention, or I visualize, and I will bring it into my life. But here's the problem with this model. It assumes that you are separate from the universe, and what you want and who you are two different things. And Vedanta says this separation, this sense of separation, is the root cause of all suffering and all limitation. Now, our model of conscious creation at Adhvaitha Conscious Society is not about attracting from the outside, but it is about expressing from the inside. Creation is not something you do to reality, it is something you do as reality. So the Sanskrit term that we can think of is Panda. It's a creative pulse. So the universe is not a vending machine where you give an intention and you receive a certain output, but it is a living conscious expression. And you are not a user of the universe. You are the universe expressing itself in a particular form. Just think about how deep and profound this is. Now, practically, let's talk about what this changes. When you create from the space of ego, and when you say, I need, I want, there is a sense of lack. There is a sense of limitation. And the energy of wanting is nothing but the energy of not having. And that sort of a energy will always manifest its equivalent. Yad bhavam tad bhavati. Whatever our bhava is, whatever our state of being or energy is, so is life. But if you can truly manifest from the infinite space of your awareness, from your true nature, from the fullness of consciousness that already is complete, you are not attracting from lack. You're expressing from wholeness. And that changes everything about the quality of life you will live and the very speed and the effortlessness of manifestation. Now, how can we apply this? How can we begin to live this so that we can manifest in a powerful way? So that's what we will come to now. Now, just to be clear, the primary intention and the understanding of Vedanta is geared towards liberation. It's about realizing our true self and abiding there. But this doesn't mean we should not live our lives in a conscious way and achieve success in the external world as professionals and entrepreneurs. So we can be both. We can be a monk at heart and a warrior in action. And to do that, here are the practical steps. Number one, we need to start with Viveka. Viveka is about clarity. First, you need absolute clarity on what is real, what is unreal, and how the ego is limited, and how the ego is always wanting, and from that space you can never be truly happy, and how there is a deeper, unchanging, permanent aspect of you which is truly powerful, and what your swadharma is and what you actually want from life. You need clarity. So that complete clarity is Viveka. Begin to figure these things out. Study Vedanta, study conscious creation, and get very clear on these things, and also figure out what you actually want from life, who you actually need to become, and what your swadharma is, what your purpose is. And then comes Vairagya, the second step, which is detachment, or in one way it is also surrender. Non-attachment, when it comes to conscious creation, is a practice of having an intention or a sankalpa and simultaneously not being affected by that desire. You hold your intention like you hold your breath underwater, fully committed, fully present, but not desperate. And after this, The third step is about integrating your ideal identity. Once you have the viveka on what is real, what is unreal, and what your ideal life should be, and once you detach from that vision and come from a place of fullness, next you need to embody that ideal identity, which is capable and which is congruent of living that ideal life. And with these three steps, powerful outcomes can emerge out of your life. Now, this is the missing half from all the manifestation teachings, that you are already full, that you are already complete, and whatever you are trying to manifest, it is already within you. You are the entire universe. You are all this infinite possibilities. It's just about going within and aligning yourself with it. It's about coming from a place of fullness and completeness. It's not about raising your vibration, it's about understanding that you are the highest vibration already. You've just forgot it. You are not just living, that you already are deep within yourself. So the missing half is you, the real you, not the persona that you've been trying to upgrade, but the infinite consciousness that you already are. Underneath all the conditioning, all the vasanas, all the stories your mind has been telling you since you were born.